Hey, this is Rick from Outdoor Emergencies at hikingemergencybeacon.com, and today I'm out here testing my Garmin inReach Mini 2 again. This test is going to be about navigating and then also either tracking back or back to start. So before I get into that test, please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as I put out new videos. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set a course or create a course on my smartphone, but then I'm going to do the tracking or the navigating by the device itself, and then we'll primarily look at the device to see about the track back or back to start. So I guess, the first thing you always need to do is make sure you turn your device on. So now, one thing I have done recently, or this morning, I actually cleared all tracks and I cleared all of my activities. And then I went on to my device. Now, this is just something I want to make you guys aware of, is when I cleared my tracks and activities on the computer, on the Garmin map page, then I went to my phone and I synced my phone, because my phone is synced here with my device. And when I looked at my phone, my smartphone on the Explorer app, the activity was still there. The tracks were gone, the activity was there. Or it could have been vice versa, one of those two. So I actually had to clear something on my computer on the Explorer map page from Garmin, but I also had to clear it on the Explorer app. Just be aware of that, because sometimes I've had so many tracks show up out here and activities that it kind of got in the way of my test. So just want to give you that hint. So now that the device is on, we'll confirm it's on. It is. Now, you can do this at home too. If you want to create a course at home, you can do that, or you can even do it at home on your phone. I will say that creating a course on your phone, whether at home or in the parking lot, at the trailhead, or out on the trail, is really easy, and I think it's easier to do than to do on the Explorer map page. So we're going to go into the Explorer app, and I'll give you screenshots of all this. It's a lot easier to see than pointing my camera here at this. Now we're going to zoom in, and I can see the trail. There's already an existing trail out here, but we are going to basically go overland, and we're going to go from waypoint to waypoint. So what you do is you hit the plus icon at the top left, and then it comes with create waypoints, create course, import GPX. So I'm going to hit create course. And now what you do at this point, you can zoom in closer if you want. And I need to find out exactly where I'm at. I know where I'm at here, but I'm going to go ahead and create a course. All right, and what I wanted to do here before I went too far is I wanted to make sure in my Explorer app that it was the Mini 2 is connected, and it is. So now I can go back to the map page and I can hit the plus icon, and I'm going to create course. Now this is where you just start putting little points down, or points down with your finger. Now I can move around on the screen, but I know exactly where I'm at. So you always need to put a point where you're at, where you're starting at. So I'm going to put a point there, and I can see the way through this meadow that I'm going to go through, and I'm going to move over here. So as best I can, I'm going to put a few points down to define the course I'm going to take today. So I'm going to continue placing points down here. I hit a road after some point, but then I believe I get into some private property out here. And you got to be careful, because this is an open space trail and it's public, but there is somebody out here that probably, the previous owners, who still have the rights to live here or to have their cabin, because I think it's a cabin out there. So now you can see I've put my route in here to navigate on this course, and then I hit done or save. At the top right it says save. Now this is where I always want to put in a unique course name, because right now it just says May 27, 2023, 7:53 a.m. I mean, that's great. Maybe you like it that way, but I don't. So today I'm going to put Mini 2 navigation test. And it's really easy to type this stuff in, because it's just like typing or texting on your phone. So let me put this in real quick. It's really fast. So I put in Mini 2 navigation and track back. I didn't say test, but now it has a name that shows up here, and I can hit go. Now it's asking me if I want to navigate by both. I have two devices here. I've got my Mini 2 and I also have my Fenix 7X, my Garmin Fenix 7X Solar, Sapphire Solar watch. I'm actually going to hit the inReach Mini 2 because that's what I want to navigate by. Now it's asking me if I want to enable tracking. Now I always enable tracking. And again, another tip right here, if you're going to get charged for tracking and you don't want to be charged for it because maybe you have the safety plan and you don't get many tracks, you can upgrade to the expedition plan or even, you know, the recreation plan for 1 month. And on the expedition plan, you get unlimited tracking. On the recreation, you get more, but not as much. I mean, of course, not unlimited. So if you want to track more, and I think it's really safe to do it. One, if anybody's watching you on MapShare and you want them to know, then you're going to have maybe a lot more tracks being set down or logged. So I always track because when I track, I get a lot more detail of where I'm going on my course here, and people can see it too. And on this test here, I've got it on 2-minute log interval, and I've got the activity recording on high detail. And you may not want that because that, again, it'll cost you more in tracks, and it will then run your battery down a little more if you're on high detail on the activity recording. But I'm out here, and I always, this site is always about and has always been about safety and getting out of trouble, or to be able to get help when you're in trouble. So being able to track and to show people where you're at and to contact people is the #1 reason for my site. So I'm going to enable tracking. So there says there's additional devices detected, and I'm going to start on all of them because, I mean, why not be able to see where I'm at on my phone, my watch also. So my trail is magenta in front of me. My triangle, blue triangle, also has the sync icon in it, or the Bluetooth icon in it, so you can see that you are connected. And so I'm going to go out here and start following this course. And then when I get out there, then I'll either track back or do the return to start. So let's get going with it. And I can see here on my phone, and I can also watch where I'm going here on the device itself. Oh, plus the watch. All right, so let's get going, and in a little bit we'll see what happens when we track back. All right, it didn't go very far. I mean, I don't even know if it was a half mile, but what I noticed is I'm having a hard time actually seeing, I can't see my navigation or my tracks on the device when I started it on the phone, on the Explorer app. So if you've got any hints about that, and I'll talk to Garmin too, but if you know how to, when you start it on your Explorer app, but also see it on your phone, if you know that, please leave a comment below. I can use the advice sometimes. But now when I look here at my map on my phone, you can see the cyan line behind me and the magenta still in front. I didn't go quite the whole way. And it says a distance of 1,017 feet. It's 6 minutes, and it gives me the time. Does it give me more information than that? Sure does. Gives me my elevation, 6,720 feet, bearing and moving average. And of course I'm stopped right now, so I'm not moving. And it gives me speed, heading, and time moving. I guess moving average was the 2 miles per hour, which is not that fast, but I wasn't trying to go fast. All right, now it says stop. So let's go ahead and hit stop here. All right, so I've stopped the navigation, but now I want to track back. Now, one thing here is you really don't need track back or back to start, because as you see the course right on the map in front of you right here, it's very obvious where you're at. But I'm actually not seeing how to track back on my smartphone. So interestingly enough, I don't see how you can track back on the Explorer app. You can see the map, so you wouldn't need the track back. But I'm going to have to do another test right here. And what I'm going to do is I'll create a course, and I'll do a course in reverse, or I might just use this course here, and I might be able to navigate by reverse course, but I'll do it on my Mini 2 and not on the Explorer app. It's good you're seeing this today, because it's not always about being perfect, because when you go out, sometimes, you know, things don't work, and that's why you need to come out here and test. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure that now we're going to keep tracking. We're not going to stop that. It says stop tracking and it says navigate. So it's not navigating anymore here, but what I want to do is I want to navigate back to my start. Now if I hit navigate right now, here's where it says waypoints TracBack. Now there's been the previous tests I did where I was tracking out, or was I tracking? I was navigating. I was tracking. I'd set tracking, and then when I stopped I didn't stop the tracking, but when I hit OK, it said back to start. So that's a situation where you're tracking but not navigating, and then you have the back to start. Now this here, because I stopped navigating, now it says TracBack. So I'm going to have, again, screenshots up of all this, and I'm going to hit TracBack. Now it's loading course. Now I can see where I'm at. But what I don't like here is it's showing my point 5.55 miles away, and then that should be back to my house. So I had cleared all my tracks and cleared all my activities. So why is it showing back to the house? Because I didn't turn my device on until I got out here. And then even at the trailhead, I didn't turn it on. I waited till I got to the point where I started my video. Then I turned it on, and then I started tracking once I created the course. So I'm really not sure why it's doing this. When I hit TracBack, and now it says go or pan. So if I hit go, let's just see where this shows me. Now, okay, it shows two lines on the screen. It shows the one that goes all the way back to my house, but it does show the dotted line or dashed line that takes me right back here. So we're going to walk up here, follow this back. And again, it's not about being perfect. It's about testing your device enough to know that you can use it when you need it in an emergency or when you're out on your adventure. So again, please test your device, because evidently I need to test mine more. Okay, so I had a technical difficulty on this field test, and somehow the video got messed up when I tracked back to the start. What happened though, you can see from all the screenshots, when I tracked back, I was going through an open meadow, and so I didn't follow exactly the course because there was no path there, and you can see all that on the screen. But when I got back, I got back to my starting point just fine. I could see everything on this Mini 2, just watching the tracks and seeing where I was going. If I went off course, it would say off course or on course. So when I got back, then what I did is I stopped the navigation or the TracBack. And then I started navigation again, this time, because the first time I did it with my smartphone. But this time I started navigation with the device, with the Mini 2 itself. But I already had the course in there. So once you put a course in, it doesn't go away unless you delete it. So then I navigated by the course on the Mini 2, and then it showed up. You could see the course, and you could see the dashes. You could see actually the tracks also. And on my phone, you could see that on the Explorer app, it also was showing the trail or the course, but then it was showing the cyan, both directions, for the tracking that was going on. So for some reason, when I started the course and navigation on the Explorer app on my phone, I couldn't see it on the Mini 2. And again, if you know why, please leave a comment below. And I'll talk to Garmin to see if I can figure that out, and maybe I just didn't do something correct. But when I actually navigated from the Mini 2 itself by using that course, then I could see everything on the device. And I could see it on the Explorer app also. So I guess if I was going to give you a word of caution, I would say make sure you start navigation on the device, on your Mini 2, and then you'll see it in both locations. And maybe I'll redo a video in the future if I can find out why when you start it on the Explorer app, you don't see it on the Mini 2. Not sure why. Anyway, if you know, leave a comment below. Well, that's it. It worked really well. I'm still learning things as I do these videos. So again, that's why I always say test. And I test these a lot. So when you get a new device, test it. Make sure you understand it. Well, thanks for joining me today, and please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as I put out new videos. And if you'd like to support Hiking Emergency Beacon, there's a link in the description below. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you back in the next video.